Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and in this video lecture we are going to start the new topic of class 11, the living world. So what is living? Anything that has life is living, and whenever we talk about living things, certain characters come in our mind, like growth, the increase of mass, size or number of cells, reproduction, the production of new organisms of same kind, that is of same species. Consciousness, whenever we respond towards any external stimuli. Metabolism, it's the biochemical activities taking place inside our body, which is essential to stay alive. And cellular structure, as we all know that the living organism, their structure and the functional unit of life is cell, and this cell contains protoplasm, which is a living matter. Now, yes, growth. The growth is what? It is a irreversible increase in size, mass and number of cells, and this increase taking place due to cell division. In case of plants, the growth continues throughout the life, especially in meristematic areas where cell division occurs regularly. In case of animals, what happens? Confined up to certain age. Then what happened? It only cell divides only those areas which need to be replaced, like the worn out areas or the lost cells, where there are the lost cells are there only. Now what happened? No, in case of unicellular organism, they grow as well as reproduce through this cell division only. Now here one question comes: is it really a defining property of living? Now let's take an example of mountain. They are also growing. Now when the mountain grows, it's growing why? Because of some external factors, right? The living organism, they also grow, but here why they are growing? Due to the internal factors. The cell divides, the formation occurs inside the body. That's why they are growing. But here you see, growth can be seen in both living as well as non-living. That's why it is not a defining property, not a defining property of living. Now here you see, now when the living organism shows growth due to addition of materials and formation of cell inside their body, here we use a term interception. And in case of non-living things like mountains or boulders, when the growth is due to external factors, we say it is accretion. Now next, reproduction. Yes, as I told you, biological process when new organisms are producers of its own kind, right? That is of same species. But this process is not that much essential for like the other processes. It's not required for the survival, but it is important to maintain the continuity of life. Like two types, sexual and asexual. When one parent is involved, it is uniparental or asexual, and when both the parents of the opposite sex they are involved, they are sexual and biparental. Now in case of unicellular organisms, this growth and reproduction is synonymous. Yes, here we can take the example of amoeba. Amoeba, like in binary fission, amoeba divides and form two daughter cells, right? Here reproduction, and from one what happened? Two forms. So here growth is also taking place, and both the things taking place through cell division. Now again a question: is it really a defining property of living? No. Now why? Because what happened now? Like many organisms do not reproduce; they are sterile, like mules, yes, or in infertile human couples, they cannot able to reproduce, maybe because of their gamete formation is not taking place, or maybe they are unable to fertilize. Many factors can be there, they are unable to reproduce. So in that case what we can say? So yes, this reproduction is not a defining property of living. Okay. And at the same time, non-living objects, they are not reproducing at all, or they are not at all replicating. So this property is not at all a defining property. It is not at all a defining property. Now, consciousness. So it is the awareness of surroundings as response to the external stimuli. And what kind of external stimuli it can be? It can be any physical stimuli or chemical or any biological stimuli. Now see, in case of higher animals, we have what? Like we have sense organs, right? But plants, they do not have sense organs, but they show respond towards light. We have read already about in class 10 you have already read about the tropic movements and all. Then movement, they shows respond towards water, temperature, pollutants and other organisms. Now here is one term, photoperiod, we use, that is what duration of daily exposure to light influence reproduction in those animals and plants which breed during particular seasonal breeders. These are the examples of consciousness, how organisms, whether it is plants or animals, they are conscious. In case of other living primitive prokaryotes or complex eukaryotes, in their cases what happens, see, they respond towards the external factors. Even certain organisms, they handle the chemicals if they are entering in their body. Human, like we are very much aware of ourselves, and this is what self-conscious. Say like you are very much busy in studying some book. Okay, all of a sudden somebody stand beside you or somebody passes by you. So you can feel that, right? This is what consciousness. And this consciousness is totally absent in non-living organism. That is why we can say, yes, it is a very much defining property of living. Now next, metabolism. Yes, these are the chemical processes that occur within the living organism in order to maintain life. And these chemicals, they are sum total of all kind of chemical reactions. And these chemical reactions are of two types. They can be of anabolic type, that formation, like in case of photosynthesis, okay, new glucose formation taking place with the help of water and carbon dioxide, and that is what anabolism, new things are forming. And another type is catabolism, breaking of things, like in case of respiration, glucose is being broken down to produce energy and carbon dioxide. So this is what metabolism, two types, anabolism and catabolism. Now see, all kind of activities, whether it is growth, movement, development, responsiveness, reproduction, everything occurs due to metabolism, and this is totally absent in non-living objects. That's why again it is also a defining property. Achha, one another thing is there, like we see that there are certain metabolic reactions that can be carried out outside the body in a cell-free state. Say the example of in vitro or in test tube babies, where full fertilization taking place outside. Okay, in such condition, we can consider that cases neither living nor non-living. So here this kind of metabolism is not being seen in non-living organism. That's why it is completely a defining property of living organism. Now yes, cell structure, yes, each living being is complex entity and made up of one or more cells. In case of unicellular organism, single cells performs all the function, and when more complex, it is multicellular organism, where the cells and the tissues and the organs, the organ system, everything working together. The cells are made up of protoplasm, which is a living matter, and protoplasm is the basic material of life. And see, it is what? It is chemically a colloid mixture of different kinds of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, enzymes, small amount of many inorganic materials in water. And the physical arrangement of the protoplasm, it is only helping in all sort of chemical reactions or chemical activities that are essential for the body, or we say all kind of chemical activities or metabolism. and that's why it is essentially very much same for all living organisms. And the very important thing that an organism is alive till its protoplasm remains alive, and all kind of physiochemical properties of this protoplasm is regulated and organized fashion is expressed as a life in all living organism. That means this protoplasm is very much living, or it is very important for living organism, which is this protoplasm, and its cellular structure is absent in virus. Okay, that's why this virus, when it is outside the host, it is completely non-living, and since we know it only has the genetic matter, and when it goes inside the host body, it starts multiplying. Okay, and this protoplasm and this cellular structure completely absent in non-living organism. That's why we say that this is the defining property of living. So thank you everyone. In my next video, I am going to tell you about the binomial nomenclature. Stay tuned and thank you.